Friends and the academia attended the events.
Professor Udechukwu, who dwelt extensively on conceptual foundation, theoretical foundation, thematic analysis, and scholarly contribution, described the evaluation as the audit of hope, emphasizing that achieving universal health coverage and fulfilling the health-related sustainable development goals in Nigeria requires moving beyond temporary and donor-driven stopgaps. He noted that the policies on health care provision in Nigeria are sound but lacks implementation, while recommending that primary health care centers should be revitalized, just as individuals and government at all levels to prioritize it. The University Don also recommended that state governments should institutionalize community-led health education, as the federal government should also address the issue of brain drain of health personnel. According to the inaugural lecturer, there should be legislative framework on the participation of medicine vendors in public health interventions, among other recommendations.
There are three major instruments or items that have been discussed. One of them is test, the other one is measurement, another one is evaluation. And we're only going to look at the products that will make up the topic. These three headings I have just mentioned, they are very necessary because if you are going to evaluate a program and then data is not genuine and it's not coming from the right source, it then means that the evaluation is faulted.
Represented by Professor LAGOS-CALABAR, the acting Vice Chancellor of Ignatius Ajero University of Education, Professor Okechukwu Onuchukwu, expressed delight over the in-depth research of the inaugural lecturer by making cogent inputs on national development, particularly the health sector, by proffering solutions to issues negatively affecting primary health care. He, however, appealed to the government at all levels and other stakeholders to adopt his recommendations to achieve desired set goals.
Transformation. Here we are talking about the public health, the various interventions which the government and perhaps other stakeholders in the system must have actually injected into it. He has to evaluate these interventions with a view to bringing about transformation in the health system. Having said this, it's very obvious that our young nation.
Leaders, diplomats, and peace advocates gathered in Port Harcourt for a seminar of the United World Congress of Diplomats, UNWCD, with a call to use dialogue to build peace and drive development. Melvin Jackson reports that the UNWCD Congress held at enlightening new global diplomats on the ethics of the organization.
The events, hosted by global diplomats, International Mayor of Peace, and UNWC Head of Policy and Diplomatic Affairs, Ambassador Larry Goodwill Ajola, who addressed the gathering, stated that diplomacy must begin at the grassroots, as diplomacy is not locked in big conference rooms in Geneva or New York, but starts here in Port Harcourt. Ajola emphasized that in communities and in their conversations, if they want peace, economic stability, and progress, they must be willing to dialogue, to partner, and to act.
Global diplomats are people in the community, in the society. They need to understand who they are so that they can do well in the society where they find themselves. We also came here to organize this to show them the etiquettes of how to behave, to also let them do and behave like a global diplomat. They should have a larger heart. When you are being called a global person, your own is not just only for Nigeria alone, it's for everybody globally.
The International Mayor of Peace said United World Congress of Diplomats has consultative status with the United Nations, ECOSOC, and International Organization of Economic Development, and its mandate is to unite the world through diplomacy, adding that the organization focuses on 6 key pillars of global peace: multilateral cooperation, building partnerships, human rights, international relations, and future generations.
We also have a youth wing of UNWCD, which is GYDF. GYDF is Global Youth Diplomat Forum. We have already started reaching out to corporate organizations in River State to make sure that they benefit for our global privileges and opportunities.
High point of the event was the induction of new members and presentation of certificates, as the inductees did not hold back their appreciation for the host, commending Ambassador Jola for his doggedness and pragmatism, describing him as a leader who turns diplomatic ideals into practical actions.
As a matter of fact, Jesus is called the Prince of Peace, and we who are followers of Christ, we have a mandate to preach this gospel of peace to the world. And having an organization at the global level talking about peace, it is wisdom to be a part of it.
What Dr. Rally is doing is highly recommended because he's raising people's lives, giving joy to people, making people to recognize what they should know and do better than what they are doing before.
Some stakeholders also spoke.
We all have a role to play in our little corners to continue to promote issues that has to do with peace.
The most peaceful state in Nigeria is River State. Without peace, there is no development. With a governor that is very humble and peaceful. And that is why all of us have gathered here today.
If you want to be a leader, there are things you need to do to be a leader, ranging from leadership trainings, ranging from how you actually access yourself, and journals and materials you need to position yourself as a leader. And that was why UNWCD.
President Bola Tinubu on Friday signed a presidential executive order on Virtual Access Coordination 2026. The order, signed pursuant to Section 5 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, establishes a new supervisory architecture to harmonize the regulation of virtual assets in Nigeria. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said the order takes immediate effect. According to him, the order also closes the regulatory gaps that have allowed fraudulent operators to prey on unsuspecting Nigerians, as positions the country to benefit from responsible innovation in the digital economy. The federal government has filed terrorism-related charges against 3 men over their alleged involvement in the abduction of school children and teachers in Orire local government area of Oyo State. The suspect, Abdul Razak Umar, also known as Abu Khalifa, Yanusa Musa, also known as Yanusa bin Musa, and Shamsu Adamu Sani, also known as Abu Itisa, were charged before the Federal High Court in Abuja on a 10 counts charge ordering on terrorism, kidnapping, concealment of terrorist activities, incitement, and illegal mining. According to the charge sheets, the trial, all from Ilesha local government area of Niger State, allegedly conspired with 3 other suspects identified as Mohammed Sani, Jibril Mohammed, and Ibrahim Kabab between January and May 2026 to abduct children and teachers in Orire local government of Oyo State, an offense contrary to Section 261 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. The federal government has renamed the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway as the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Coastal Highway, with the Minister of Works, David Umehi, saying the decision was taken in recognition of the President's long-standing vision for the project. Umehi announced the development during a media briefing in Abuja, where he also disclosed that President Bola Tinubu had approved a 400-kilometer extension of the 4th Legacy Highway and the reconstruction of sections of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. According to the minister, the decision to rename the coastal highway was taken by the Ministry of Works after consultation with the ministry's leadership. Staying on the federal government reports, the federal government says it is intensifying efforts to promote freer movement across Africa to boost trade, investment, and African Continental Free Trade Area implementation. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, said this on Friday in Abuja during an interview with newsmen. Oduwole, who spoke on outcome of the Biashara Africa 2026 Forum held recently in Togo, said the government was committed to ensuring barriers hindering trade and business mobility across African markets were removed. President of the Nigerian Bar Association, Afam Osigwe, has dismissed allegations that he was attempting to rig or interfere in the association's national officers' election, insisting that the Electoral Committee of the Nigerian Bar Association operated independently and took no instructions from him. Addressing journalists in Abuja, Osigwe said allegations that he was backing a preferred candidate were politically motivated and unsupported by any evidence. His remarks came against the backdrop of weeks of controversy over the July 18 NBA election, where some presidential candidates and stakeholders questioned the integrity of the process, calling for the election to be postponed, demanded the use of national identification number verification, and accused the NBA leadership of attempting to influence the outcome. Rivers State is the treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at RSTVPH. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Still ahead on the news, Uganda suspends school excursions after bus crash kills 21, injures dozens. And in sports, Messi tops gold boot FIFA power ranking ahead of a World Cup final. Details of this will come your way after this timeout.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has extended the ongoing nationwide continuous voters registration exercise. The exercise, which now closes on Sunday, 26th of July 2026, is open to persons who have never registered before or turned 18 years after the last registration exercise. Also, a new self-service registration option is now available for fresh registrants to initiate and complete the registration process on their personal devices without visiting an INEC office. This option allows registrants to capture their biometrics online at cvr.inecnigeria.org. Registrants can still register physically at any INEC state or LGA office. If your PVC is lost or damaged, do not register afresh. Simply visit the online registration portal and apply for a replacement. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, making your vote count, consolidating our democracy.
Mike, the baby wants that jollof.
What's jollof?
That smoky jollof.
Alright, let me order.
No, that one from the neighbor.
Mike! Sorry to disturb you.
Your wife, I got you.
Are you sure you're not burning firewood here?
No, it's the new no-smoky party jollof seasoning.
Baby wants new Knorr Smoky Jollof.
Enjoy the new Knorr Smoky Party Jollof seasoning for that real delicious taste of Smoky Party Jollof.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is your 100% hair.
Babes, are you sure you want to spend this much on hair?
Since your landlord just increased rent, I saved for this one separately on Money Point.
Ma'am, You say you save on money points?
Yes.
This madam money points here. The array of your dryer there is target savings money points I used to have it. The rest of this my sub is fees savings money points I used to do it. The salary of this my staff is save as you transact.
Jennifer, money points save as you transact. Money points fixed savings and money point target savings.
Why did German won't contribute to it? Why should they? Come on, oh, you go give your money to Hadaku to save. You see money points accounts there. You know go open a savings account. Now Hadaku you choose. I beg everybody inside this my saloon. Oh yeah, bring out your phone and download the money points app now. Even you. What are you waiting for? Download the money points app now. Hadaku, wow, open money points account.
Money Point, made for your progress.
Alright everyone, no put your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange the sounds to give you a small wisdom. Sounds mighty fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Before I go talk, say our smell no reach. Make not think I'm twice so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world?
Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection unlocks 24 hours cavity defense. The formula boost with calcium for lifelong smiles.
Mom, it's a time to brush. No more cover mouth.
Colgate for 24 hours maximum cavity protection.
There is something about this God.
Activating the unexplainable love of God.
Greater love had no man than this.
Greater love than no man,
That a man laid down his life for his friend.
You see, when God loves you, he fights your unseen battles. You are sleeping, you don't even know what is happening, but he's there fighting your battles for you. You are sitting in your house, he will raise a voice somewhere to be campaigning for you. Today, every storm in your life shall become still. The best way to find true love is to find God. Remember, God never sends you into a situation alone. He goes before you, he stands beside you, he walks behind you, he's always with you. All those that rejected you, as the Lord liveth, they must surely bow before you. When you have nothing left but God, you will discover that God is enough. God knows how long you have waited. Every second will be what at the end. So it doesn't matter how the devil have damaged your life now. Don't worry. God is about to remold you, repackage you, redesign you, and beautify you.
OPN, Dr. Jesus in action. Dr. Jesus in action. God is here.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Glad to know you're still here with us. Federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to eradicating the pestes ruminants, PPR, a highly contagious viral disease affecting sheep and goats by 2030, saying intensified surveillance, vaccination, and cross-border collaboration remains central to achieving the target. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, Chinyere Akojobi, gave the assurance at the opening of a two-day stakeholders workshop at the review and update of Nigeria's National Strategic Plan for the control and eradication of pestes ruminants in Abuja. Akojobi described the eradication of PPR as both an animal health priority and the national development goal, noting that eliminating the disease would improve rural livelihoods, increase livestock productivity, and expand trade opportunities. The Deputy Director of Information and Public Relations at the Ministry, Henrietta Okokon, disclosed this in a statement on Friday. From Uganda comes this report that AI's government has suspended all school excursions nationwide following a devastating bus crash that claimed the lives of at least 20 pupils and 1 adult in Kapchowa district, eastern Uganda. The victims were returning from an educational tour when the bus reportedly developed a mechanical fault as the driver lost control while descending Hikwatit Hill, a road notorious for fatal accidents. Dozens of other passengers, including pupils and school staff, sustained various degrees of injuries in the crash. Announcing the immediate suspension of the school trips, Uganda's Minister of Education John Chrysostom Muyingo said the measure was necessary to safeguard children while authorities investigate the circumstances surrounding the tragedy. France have moved closer to joining the ranks of countries that guarantee the right to assist dying for adults suffering from an incurable condition, a move championed by President Emmanuel Macron. Macron had promised such a law when he was re-elected for a second term in 2022, in a change seen as one of the most important social reforms since France allowed same-sex marriage in 2012. If the country's highest constitutional authority approves the legislation, France will join the Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, and Canada in legalizing assisted dying. The law establishes a right to assisted dying for some adults suffering from an incurable condition. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has announced that military personnel aged 30 and under will undergo testing for testosterone deficiency as part of annual health screenings. Hegseth said it will be up to troops whether they receive treatment if it is recommended, noting that those who are under 30 may be tested if they choose to do so. The Pentagon chief, who used the gender-neutral terms war fighters and warriors in his remarks, did not specify whether the testing requirement and treatment option is for women whose testosterone levels also decline as they age just as men. China has rejected fresh claims by United States President Donald Trump that it interfered in U.S. elections, describing the allegations as pure fabrications and malicious smears. Trump, during a White House address, alleged that China had illegally obtained the personal data of 220 million American voters, and that would declassify intelligence to support the claim. He also renewed his criticism of the U.S. electoral system, arguing it had been dangerously compromised, and called on lawmakers to introduce stricter voting measures ahead of upcoming mid-term election. Responding on Friday, Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson Lin Jian dismissed Trump's allegations, insisting Beijing has never interfered in American elections. And in sports, Lionel Messi has emerged as the leading contender for the Adidas Golden Boot and climbed to the top of FIFA's Creativity Power rankings ahead of Sunday's 2026 World Cup finals against Spain. FIFA released the update rankings and Golden Boot standings following the conclusion of the semi-finals. The Argentina captain leads the Gold Boot race with 8 goals and 4 assists, edging France's Kylian Mbappe, who also has 8 goals but only 3 assists. Under FIFA's rules, assists serve as the first tie-breaker when players finish level on goals. River State is the treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take out greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram on Rstv PH. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. To end the news, a recap of some of the major stories. President Bola Tinubu has signed a presidential executive order on Virtual Assets Coordination 2026 to harmonize the regulation of virtual assets in Nigeria. The federal government has filed terrorism-related charges against 3 men over their alleged involvement in the abduction of school children and teachers in Orire local government area of Oyo State. We had also reported that the federal